I know that the handstand can be a very frustrating skill to learn, and can take a lot of time and effort to achieve. It requires muscle activation mainly from your pecs, traps, middle and anterior deltoids, as well as the core and glutes to keep your body in a rigid structure that locks your body into alignment. Many people get stuck on transitioning from the wall to freestanding. This is because when learning the handstand, most people try to find the perfect balance point, when actually balance is not something to be found, it is rather something to be created through personal experience. When you expose your body to the movement very often, even if you feel like you've accomplished nothing, you are still making good progress. Many people come up with dozens of different exercises, but today I have narrowed down to only 3 progressions that I myself found helpful when developing the upper body strength and balance for the handstand. Before we jump into progressions, I will cover the safety and form do's and don'ts for the handstand hold. When entering the handstand, the kick-up is the most suitable entrance because it requires the least amount of strength and body control. The kick-up requires you to lean slightly forward and lift your hips up, so there is limited range of motion when entering the handstand. The first form mistake is the banana handstand. This is when the body is in a curved shape, which can lead to injuries. The second mistake is bent arms. This will introduce other muscles into the exercise and it won't translate to straight arm strength. Ideally, you want to stack your body during the handstand. This means that your shoulders should be directly above your palms and your hips should be directly above your shoulders. This is very important because it will ensure that no matter where your legs are in the air, the majority of your body mass will be centered on your hands. If you are doing your handstand on the floor, then you will need to balance on the balls of your hands while using your fingers and palms to guide your body back to the center of gravity. However, if you're on bars, then you will need to use a neutral grip and always be balancing on the palm of your hands while using your wrist strength to turn the bar either forwards or backwards to also guide your body back to the center of gravity. In order to keep good form during the handstand, it is important that you always have scapular elevation and shoulder retraction throughout the whole movement. Also, by locking out your limbs, you are making sure that your body is perfectly aligned. Safety is also another important factor to the handstand. When you are falling forward, the best thing to do is to twist to one side. By letting go of the arm on the side that you twist to, you are able to land back on your feet without falling flat on your back. All of these rules are also applicable to the progressions mentioned throughout this tutorial. The first progression is the pike push-ups. Most people will choose to go straight to using the wall when first starting out. But actually it's important that you have sufficient shoulder strength to actually hold the handstand for a reasonable amount of time. When performing this exercise, it is important that your hips are above your shoulders, your legs are locked out, and your fingers don't go beyond your shoulders during the eccentric movement. The difficulty of this exercise varies from the amount of elevation. The higher you elevate your feet off the ground, the harder the exercise becomes. You may do what you feel is comfortable. The second progression is the wall-assisted handstand hold. When performing this exercise, you shouldn't just be in a stationary position. You should be trying to slowly kick off your heel so you can get used to the feel of a freestanding handstand. Don't match your feet too early, otherwise you could come out of balance quite quickly. Try your best not to exit the handstand position too early, because you want to have the maximum time under tension to build strong shoulders. This exercise is exceptionally helpful when learning the handstand, because it exposes you to the same upside down environment that you will experience during the freestanding handstand. The final progression is the straddle handstand. This exercise is essentially an easy variation of the straight freestanding handstand. The straddle eases the handstand because the center of gravity has been decreased. Therefore, the handstand becomes more stable and easier to control. This can be helpful because it exposes you to an assistance-free handstand. Once you're comfortable with this, matching your legs shouldn't take you long to learn. The handstand takes a lot of patience and consistency to achieve. At the beginning it may feel unfeasible, but if you keep all these techniques in mind and follow all the progressions, then your handstand journey should be reasonably short and tolerable. For preparation and conditioning, the downwards dog stretch is especially helpful for developing good shoulder flexibility, which will ensure that you have good body alignment during the handstand. That's all for today's tutorial. Feel free to ask questions and I will see you in my next video.